So, do you really understand your full potential? Well, our next guest is the logical intuitive. So, let's see what he suggests on how to understand yourself.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, Giant Builders, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you stick with us every week. And if not, we have the recordings. You can catch up. How about that? So today's guest is Bruce Barnes. Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I am, Bruce Barnes. I'm in the Seattle, Washington area. Says I have a background in computer programming, web development. I spent 37 years in corporate doing that, and took their voluntary layoff, early retirement deal about 9.5 years ago or so, and just kind of started doing my own thing and evolved into um, focusing on life coaching, mindset, wellness, and communication are my main pillars. And that this is I help people optimize each of those areas and integrate small changes into the daily routine to actualize your full potential. And then with my love of computers and tech and everything, I became a last year became a certified AI consultant. So I infuse AI into different aspects of the journey to make it more interesting and fun.
All right. Well, I am a fan of AI, so I'm like all in there with you on that one. So tell me, how did you, so your sign back there says logical intuitive. How did you become logical intuitive?
Well, since with the 37 years as a computer programmer, it really honed my logical brain in that. And then as a teenager, I started having serious health challenges and was actually in and out of the hospital half my sophomore year of high school. And over the years, had many surgeries and ultimately a few near-death experiences, almost dying several times there. And in '87, wound up being in the hospital for almost a year and almost dying a few times there. And then was in a coma for almost a week. And when I came out of it, I kind of realized, my intuitive abilities really had, heightened and that. So when I started doing, even when I was working as a computer programmer and that, says I would do some coaching with friends and family and that. And then, of course, after going on 9 years ago, starting to do my own thing, focusing more on coaching, I realized what got me through all my health challenges really was mindset. And of course, with the health challenges, wellness seemed to, good fit because I'm always paying attention to different wellness opportunities and that. And then I discovered the 5 love languages years ago. So I use that as the foundation for the communication part of my framework. But during coaching sessions, I'd get this intuitive hit. It's like, oh, wait a minute, back up. We need to go deeper on what you just said. And I realized a while back that I was kind of blending this logic and intuition. So I thought, ooh, I kind of like this logical intuitive, blending the two together.
Well, it sounds like it works really well for you. So in your notes, it says that you help people stomp out ANTs.
Yep,
What's
ants.
an ants?
An ant is an automatic negative thought. And I went through some positive priming um, certification and training several years ago, and it came up that most people have an average of 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts every day. Most of those are negative, and most of them are the same as you had yesterday, and most of them are negative. And those are those automatic negative thoughts. So uh, helping people to identify your automatic negative thoughts identifying those ants and stomping them out by replacing them with empowering, positive affirmation statements.
All right, give me an example of how to do that. Because I will be honest with you, I have a lot of ants.
Yeah, it's like, well, with that many ants running around in our brain and stuff, it's kind of a challenge. So, but the fact that just making people aware that, you have these automatic negative thoughts coming up, makes, that's the first step, is aware of that. So, for instance, one negative thought might be, I'm not ready for this level of success, or other people are doing it better than me. This is, I don't have what it takes to achieve my goals. Well, you can take and kind of, take a positive twist on that and say, I'm constantly growing and learning, making more, making me more ready for success. My unique perspective adds valuable insights to my field. I have everything I need to achieve my goals, and I'm taking action daily. So just working on that, and coming up with a positive affirmation. And then that's part of my, what I refer to as a 3-3-3 formula to stomp out the ants. Is you identify three ants that you frequently, you know, are dealing with, or noticing, and then coming up with three powerful replacement thoughts, and then practice repeating those three positive replacement thoughts, you know, three times a day: morning, midday, and evening. And that way, says, and you do it for at least 21 days. They say that, that's really what, creates the habit, is 21 days. But further research has shown that it really takes 100 days. So, but the 21 days is a good start.
Yeah, I got to start somewhere. So, yeah, it
And
seems like
that's what I'm
it,
all about, is making small changes, to that, can make a big impact in your life.
yeah, I can see where 100 days would make a bigger difference. Because yeah, the 3 weeks is kind of almost there. So, okay, so before we started recording, we were chatting about the fact that you're AI certified. So, what are some ways that AI can help us with like mindset, wellness, communication? What tips do you have for that?
Well, I use AI as really a tool and an assistant and stuff. It's great for brainstorming. And if you're having a challenge, let's say you identify these ants that you're, you know, want to, stomp out. So you can plug them into your favorite AI and say, hey, these are the negative thoughts that I'm dealing with. Help me come up with positive, affirmation statements to stomp out these ants. So that's one way to do it for the mindset. And it's a similar type thing for, if you're having a challenge with some area with your health and wellness and that, and you want to improve that, you can, have it, make some recommendations on creating a healthy routine that you can improve your overall well-being. And similarly with the communication, says that I really like the five love languages, is kind of my foundation for the communication pillar. So identifying ways of incorporating the five love languages into every area of your life, because it's not just for your, friends and family. It's also, the, really overflows into your business life as well. And I also, part of the communication is, that I use, is for the, what I refer to as the behavioral matrix, where you've got the four quadrants with the controller, analytical, promoter, and supporter in those communication styles. So just kind of, using AI to help you identify your communication style and maybe the key people in your life, what they are to help you improve the communication with them. So,
So what would a first meeting look like with you?
well, I just have a chat and see um, what their maybe main struggles are, what their goals are, what are they feeling stuck, and then we can kind of go from there as far as, okay, what do you want to work on? What's your priority in that? And we can come up with a little action plan to uh, make it happen and that. So it's each person is, we're all unique in that, so that same our situations are all unique too. So I come up with a customized action plan. It's not something that I'm going to tell you what you need to do. We're going to work together to come up with a plan, and I will help you along the way.
No, that's a good plan. So yeah, you told me that you are working on a book. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about your book? Because it has a very unique approach to it.
Yeah, yeah. This is it. It's really fun and stuff. My working title right now is Mindset Reset: How to Actualize Your Full Potential, and the it's really broken them into four sections. One for each of my pillars: mindset, wellness, and communication, and the fourth section to actualize your full potential to integrate the small changes into your daily routine. And initially, it's like, okay, I don't want it to be just a boring knowledge dump into each of those things. I want it to be interesting. And I had read a couple different books that were just really engrossed. They drew you into the story. They were teaching through story, and I found out they're referred to as self-help novels. It's like, ooh, I like this style. So of course, I'm using an AI assistant with helping me to organize and brainstorm different parts of my book, and I have my rough outline in there, and it's like, okay, are you familiar with this style of writing? It's like, yeah. It's just, okay, can we do that for my book too? It's like, absolutely. So we started brainstorming different characters and plots and everything else. So it's kind of, the other books and mine as well. This is our following the hero's journey style, format. And so my character is the logical intuitive. Fancy that, right? And I'm the mentor. So the main character going through and just really following her journey on each of these different areas and her growth and that. And in another coaching program that he said, okay, think of your book as a screenplay and how it would be as a movie. And a lot of the movies, you have a trilogy. So keep it in mind as you're writing it to evolve into a like 3 book series. So I've got one of my supporting characters is going at the end, she will evolve into the main character in the second book.
Oh, that's clever. All right, well, when
Yeah.
your book comes out, you have promised me you'll contact me so we can do another interview on your book,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yes.
Right.
I'm
Don't
looking to have
forget.
it. Yeah,
Don't.
no. This is I'm um, uh, estimating this is in fall of this year.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
so later this year and stuff and that. So, but yeah, so it's kind of fun in that. Since I was getting initially when we came up with the initial brainstorming of the story plot and everything, that first night I didn't get a whole lot of sleep because I was getting all these downloads as I was trying to sleep, and it's like, oh, okay, this is great. How the mentor and the main character, they connect and that, and it's like, says, okay, God, I really I appreciate all of the downloads, but I'd like to get some sleep.
Give my brain a rest. Well, I will have your links below so that the giant builders can get in contact with you.
Hmm?
Any closing thoughts?
No, this is it's yeah, happy to have a chat with anybody and stuff. Just the links below and stuff on how to contact me, and we can see how we can work together and help you to actualize your full potential.
Great. All right, giant builders, make sure to give Bruce a call and check out his logical intuitive. So thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bruce. I really appreciate your time.
You too. Thanks.
All right. All right, giant builders, next week.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.